Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm Sean David. Let's talk some old school basketball. In this video, I want to take a look at some of the craziest stories that have ever happened in the NBA. And since this is an old school channel, of course, I'm mainly talking about the 1990s. Things that make you scratch your head and make you think like, that really happened? But before we start with this video, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also click on the notifications button so you always get notified once I upload a new video. Also, if you want to get access to exclusive podcasts with me and former NBA stars, make sure you check out my Patreon account. I'm always grateful for everybody who supports my channel. And I would say, let's start now. Alright, so I'm gonna ease my way into my list. If I'm talking about the 1990s, I always think about the great rivalries that we had. And for whatever reason, every rivalry some way somehow had the New York Knicks involved. So it was with the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. I mean, you had Reggie Miller against Patrick Ewing and John Starks, but of course there was also Jalen Rose who played a big part in that rivalry. And he came up with one of the funniest stories ever.
The Hicks versus Knicks. Now, I was a member of the Indiana Pacers. We faced the Knicks a few times in the playoffs. That became a rivalry. I felt like since I was getting minutes, that season I led the team in scoring, that I had to put myself in the middle of the rivalry. So, of course, that means let the big fella, Patrick Ewing, know that I'm out here a little bit. We were in the Garden. I felt like I wasn't getting the benefit of the whistle. So one time I drove to the basket and I felt like he fouled me. I didn't get a call. I was a little frustrated. He tried to step over me. So I tripped him. You know, he drooping sweat. Like Patrick Ewing's still sweating right now from when he played. And he always had those big knee pads on. So I tried to get him between his calf and his knee so he'd really fall real good. And you know, at that point in his career, if he'd have failed, he probably wasn't getting back up. He stumbled but didn't fall. And I'm like, damn. Because all of a sudden he realized what happened. It was the open floor. Everybody else went down the court. And now I'm like, where's Antonio and Dale Davis when I need him? Our big power forwards to come protect me right now. That's why I carry this bat. People want to know why on Story Time with Jalen Rose, I carry a bat. I got to protect myself when I'm telling you guys these stories. And I needed this that day when Patrick Ewing jumped up on me. So what I did, they came to Indiana. We just got finished beating them on our home floor. Both teams were flying out to away games. I just so happened to go into the airport. I walk in and I see a silver chest with blue and a sticker that says Patrick Ewing. So then the Detroit instincts came out. I looked to the left, looked to the right. So I hit the handles. I open it. It's a TV with a VCR attached. But that was something then. We don't use VHSs and VCRs anymore. To have a TV with the attachment and it has his name on it, I was like, I'm getting this. I two-wayed my homeboy. Of course, he popped the trunk. He's my Detroit homeboy. He's down since day one. We down like 4 flat tires. He just popped the trunk. I threw it in the car, and we kept it for years. Like people that come to my house, I couldn't take the sticker off. It was stuck on there. So people would come to my house. All of my friends and family have seen Patrick Ewing's TV.
Next on my list, I got Dennis Rodman. I mean, Dennis Rodman was known to be one of the craziest players who ever played in the NBA, so you could expect some of the craziest stuff every day, all day. But this story right here is even crazy for Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman had taken the day off right in the middle of the 1998 NBA Finals, right after Game 3. He was scheduled to fly to Auburn Hills, Michigan, to appear at the WCW's Monday Nitro as a member of the New World Order, aka the NWO, to start a feud with Karl Malone, the guy he was playing against in the finals. And what can I say? It actually happened. It was huge. Karl Malone against Dennis Rodman in the WCW, and it started right in the middle of the NBA Finals. Just imagine that today. It's crazy. Number 3, Shaquille O'Neal admitted he stole his nickname. Shaquille O'Neal has countless nicknames. The Diesel, the Big Aristotle, the Real Deal, Big Daddy, the Big Feller, as I said, countless. But the most common one has to be Shaq. But did you know that Shaquille actually took that name from a different player? Alright, Shaq, where's the explanation?
I visited North Carolina State, Illinois, and UNLV.
Was it close?
North Carolina State was good. I really respected Jim Valvano. And as you know, because you're a sports fan, they had the original Shaq, Charles Shackelford.
Yeah.
And that's who I got my name and my identity from. So I was actually wanting to play behind him. But I said, you know what? I'm going to be my own Shaq, and I'm going to just take it down to Baton Rouge.
Wait, so you got your nickname from Charles Shackelford?
Yep.
The original Shaq?
Original Shaq. I took his knee pads. I took everything.
You had a little better career than Charles Shackelford.
Something like that.
Next on my list, I got Paul Pierce. And hey, I got a confession to make. I love Paul Pierce. That guy is one of the most entertaining guys on television. That guy lives in his own world. He talks a lot of bullshit, but hey, in a really funny way. So with him, you can always expect the unexpected. But when he came up with that story, nobody saw that one coming.
I always watch every second of NBA Countdown, and the start of yesterday's NBA Countdown. Well, let's just watch.
I have a confession to make.
Whoa!
I just had to go to the bathroom.
A number one or a number two?
I had to go to the bathroom.
But why did you need a wheelchair to get to the bathroom?
It was that bad.
It was something went down. I had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you were streaking?
Okay, anywho, injuries.
Enough said,
Injuries
enough
are the
said.
story.
So Jalen, he then tweeted later, basically a denial and saying that he was joking. You were there on set. I have a question for you, sir. He said he did it, and he said he did not. His nickname is The Truth.
And next on my list, I have Latrell Spreewell, one of my favorite players from the 1990s. If you like explosiveness, a guy that was really aggressive on the floor, that guy had to be your man. And that guy had the potential to be an NBA superstar until he strangled his coach?
Latrell Spreewell is on suspension for attacking Golden State Warriors coach P.J. Carlesimo.
Asked Spree to leave practice, and he didn't, and the words kind of escalated to some physical contact.
You just heard a ball slam, and the next thing you know, Spreewell has PJ around his neck.
Eventually pulled away by his teammates, Spreewell left the court.
He did attack Carlesimo. That's a fact. You can't hide that. He did attack Carlesimo. Not only did he attack him, but he came back 30 minutes later and tried to get after him.
But Latrell Spreewell wasn't the only player who ended up fighting his coach. I mean, we had Stephon Marbury and Isaiah Thomas and Vince Carter?
Gather round, it's story time.
Story time with Jalen Rose.
I remember being in Portland. People that wanted Vince out of town at that point, they felt like he was on the training table just as much, if not more, than the basketball court. He was getting booed in intros. He was getting booed during the game. Now, this is a guy I know that is a good teammate and wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. He's just not that guy. Anytime you're struggling and things aren't going so well, everybody's on edge. So we're in the locker room, and somebody's on the table getting their ankles taped. I'm sitting like on a stool, and Vince is sitting on the other training table getting some treatment. Sam Mitchell was standing at the table. And Sam Mitchell made a comment to Vince about always being injured and always being on the training table. So that's kind of how Vince nudged Sam. Sam nudged Vince back. And you know how sometimes you get tangled up with somebody a little bit and a little testosterone starts to take over? It's almost like arm wrestling. You go a little bit, I go a little bit, and before you know it, the resistance gets a little stronger until everybody's going as hard as they can. And then, of course, I'm Arnold Horshack on the sideline. Ooh, 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 ooh. So it's getting a little more physical. And before you know it, they tangled up and they really trying to slam each other on the ground. So Vince got this arm underneath their crouch. So now you got them up like this. And if they're kicking and screaming, you won't be able to get them up like Hulk Hogan, but you can still get them down real good. Boom! And ain't nothing you can do about it. And when you get down, it's like, and then we just made sure he had all of his bearings. He didn't, lose a kidney in the transaction or a rib or something. And then as grown men, everybody, I hate to say it, everybody started laughing. It was... And then he got up, and it was cool. Him and Vince gave each other dap. But obviously, their relationship was never the same at that point.
All right, you guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Peace. I'm out. Hey, you guys, if you're active on Facebook, I can really recommend Open Court. As an NBA fan, you should find everything you need. If it's funny NBA videos, impressive highlights, or even NBA news, I check out Open Court every day.